Alright everyone, it's Dragon here. Back with another video. Today we're going to be going over, well, I guess, why I stopped playing Grand Cross 70 Deadly Sins. Honestly, it was fun while it lasted, but I saw this game a long time ago, but Seatin released a video today that kind of inspired me to make this video, and I'm going to kind of bounce off what he said and kind of, well, go from there. So, in Seatin's video, TLDR, he's basically saying the rate at which Global is progressing, they're releasing way too many heroes for people to catch up. I stopped playing this game a long time ago, but I'm just kind of bounce some ideas off with you guys of also why I stopped playing. I watched Speedy, Nagato, Kabuki, FG, I watched all those guys play this game. A lot of fun, I played it too for a time being, but I stopped a long time ago. Currently, the banner that we have right now is the King banner, the Sario banner, and those are the two main ones. Give you a backstory of where I played and when I stopped. Well, I played the game up until Red King got released. I mean, I have Blue King, but Red King release date, that's when I stopped playing. Let me explain. So, during that time, the meta was basically mono red with either mono green Valenti or Pierce with Lilia. So it was either green Eskin, Lilia, Meliodas, Merlin in the back, or Valenti with Gother, or mono red. At that time, when Red King came out, Red King was basically essentially a must-have in the game. Long story short, he basically countered the Pierce meta. Essentially, this meta was essentially rock, paper, scissors. Mono red, Pierce, and Valenti. And a little bit of Hellbrum. Kingbrum was in there, but that was basically it. Now, the problem with 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross is that it's predominantly a, what do you call it? It's predominantly a game where PvP is like the focus of this game, okay? So you have PvP content up here, and then you have everything else on below, which is your PvE, your dungeon grinds, your daily grinds, and whatnot. Everything all leads up to the PvP part of the game. There's two PvP aspects of this game. There's the free-to-play, ungeared, PvP, and then there's the geared PvP, which is sort of not really free-to-play friendly whatsoever. Let me get into details, but let's just go off the big potatoes, then we'll go down to the small potatoes. First things first, Seatin's issue. Assault Demon Meliodas. So, currently in the game, all you guys really need to know is that this character, you don't need her, she's kind of a skip, but this guy and this guy really makes a really strong team. Just so you guys know, in order for you to make your characters the most optimal, you want 6 copies of a hero. What having 6 copies of a hero does basically makes it so that his ultimate move hits for more damage, which is essentially just min-maxing. It's better for your hero, better for your team comp. It's great. You want 6 copies of him and him too, ideally. The problem with this is that the cost and also the rate of which they release their banners. This hero right here, super busted. Reason why? Well, everyone in like the Japanese server goes for these dudes. Why am I talking about Japanese servers? Well, this game also has a second iteration of the game, which is its Japanese server. The Japanese server is at least 6 months, typically half a year ahead of the game, because the game released like half a year earlier than this game. The problem is that, at least in the Japanese server, they release their heroes pretty spaced out. Like you would have good banners where you should pull on, and then there'd be like a break of a month or two for people to recuperate, get some free gems, and let the meta sit for a bit. Problem in well, problem in global, which is the English side of things, is that they're releasing these huge banners side by side by side. This is like a must-pull banner. This is a must-pull banner. And they're going to be releasing Assault Meliodas, which is basically like a really strong character that you should also need to kind of get to have a really strong team. What does this all mean? Dollar per money and like burnout fatigue from pulling. So right now, this event's going out, and I've already done the quick math. Very, very quick math. Simply put, in order for you to get 6 copies of one hero, guaranteed statistic, as in statistically speaking, you're supposed to get that hero, you need to buy 5 of these packs for you to roughly get a guaranteed 6 copies of that hero. So essentially, you're spending about $550, and that's on sale, okay, to get a maxed out copy of a hero. You don't have to get the maxed out copy, but if you don't, you're not competitive in PvP. And there is some, if not a lot of perks, placing pretty high in PvP. Let me explain. So, right now, I have about 360 gems. I remember when I grinded my PvP account up to like the high levels, I think it was either Master or Plat, like pretty high up. Every single week, the ladder would just reset. Basically what that means is you get to a lower tier and it resets, but you cash out on rewards. I remember I got to the point where I could get about, I believe, 30 to 40 gems every week because I placed high in ladder. And that equates to, well, roughly 30 gems is a 10 pull, so I was getting about 10 pulls worth every week. And what that means is that 30 gems is roughly about 20 to 30 bucks. Okay, 20 to 30 bucks. So there is some monetary value to it. The issue with that is that in order for you to be able to like pull for the heroes you want, you either need to spend your gems or you need to spend money. If I wanted a guarantee 6 copy of this dude, I would need to spend 550 bucks. Guaranteed to get 6 copies of this, or at least roughly 1,200 gems to get 6 copies. Roughly 1,200 gems. You get about like 30 gems ish, 30 to 40 gems ish in PvP content each week. So that's like what, say 4 weeks, so that's 120 gems. And let's just slap on like, let's just be generous here. Let's just slap on a random 200 gems for the month. For the month, 200 gems. I highly doubt within a month you'll get a free 200 gems via grinding, but I'm gonna be positive. Slap on an extra 200. So 120 via grinding PvP and 200 gems because they throw gems at you and they give you apology gems too. So that's roughly 320 gems in a month. 320 gems is roughly going to give you 1.5 copies of hero. Roughly. 1.5, statistically speaking. Now, 1.5 isn't enough for you to get the best, best stats for your character, but it's something, right? But this is a whole month of grinding and saving for those gems. The problem is, Netmarble keeps releasing freaking must-pull banners, like freaking Fairy King, or like Wings with Kings, Sariel, and then Assault Demon Melee is coming out next. That's literally banner after banner after banner after banner where you must pull. Personally, I knew this game wasn't for me at this point. So my personal story is that I stopped playing the game when Red King came out. So this was during the meta when it was mono red, Lilia Pierce with Meliodas and Green Escanor, and it was also sort of Valenti counter with a splash of Kingbra in there. Okay, I think I spent about, God, let me check. I spent like probably almost $100 to try to get King. So we go to the purchase bundles. I spent a good chunk of my money on trying to get the bundles. So if we scroll down, you'll probably say somewhere here, I got some level up bundles. Where is it? None of this, none of this, none of this. Step up. That was what it was. Step up. I used some money on the step up banner to try to get Red King. And the best way of explaining it is TLDR, I spent almost $100 to try to get Red King. Didn't work out. And Red King was almost essentially a must pull because at that time, I was running a mono red team because I had like Eskinor, Arthur, Gother, and I was using Red Hauser in the back. I needed to have Red King in the back to counter Pierce team. If not, I just couldn't climb properly. I'd climb slower, but it was still possible. And here's the thing. To this day, my Eskinor is still not maxed out. So that's just to give you a show of where it is. So remember I said you needed 6 copies to like max out hero? This is what I mean. Each copy of an extra hero you get, you can upgrade his ultimate attack to do more damage. Essentially, if I don't have the extra duplicates of this hero, my hero's ultimate is not going to do as much damage. For Eskin, as you can tell here, it's roughly like an 84% increase in damage. 84. That's huge. Next thing that I want to briefly gloss over is the difference between the free-to-play PvP and the pay-to-win PvP. So there's ungeared and geared PvP. So in this game, not to anyone's surprise, is that there are equipment gears. So I'm just going to equip a random set of gears on here right now. Gears itself is an RNG fiesta because how this game works in PvP is the person with like the most overall raw stats goes first. And in this game, going first is a huge advantage in the PvP. In order to be able to have more stats to go first, you can get them via equipment. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but essentially there are certain roles on here that you can get. What do I mean by that? If you go to click to change stats, as you can see right here, I have 3 lines of attack. These might not always be attack. And what happens is that with all these little stats right here, what we have is that this could have rolled something else. This could have rolled crit chance, this could have rolled crit damage. Basically, it could have rolled like some random stat that's useless for your character. And that's like a whole RNG fiesta in itself. So, with that like freaking paid PvP geared concept out there, there's a big RNG fiesta here. Long story short, lots of money, lots of time, lots of resources to be competitive in the whale version of the PvP. However, there's also the free-to-play version, which is the ungeared. What does that mean? So there's an ungeared version of PvP where it doesn't take into account the raw stats you gain from equipment, and it just uses your base character stats to be able to grind the PvP. However, the reason why that's still technically not free to play is because of this. Cosmetics. What do we mean by cosmetics? So, with my Eskinor right here, he's not in his base form Eskinor. Eskinor right here, when he levels up normally, he has 2 uniforms. He has the regular. Hold up. Let's just change this to make him look normal. So, with Eskinor, when you first get him, he looks like this. This is his base form Eskinor. However, his next evolution, you get a new uniform, this one. And the thing with this is that there are stats here. Each of these stats on the side is a little bonus in the cosmetic. So the Pimp Escanor right here, he gets 180 defense and 7 crit defense, which adds to your overall defense. In your free-to-play ungeared PvP, it takes into account cosmetics. So you can have up to 5 cosmetics in each slot adjusted, or each slot equipped, that accounts towards your PvP ungeared calculations. So if I had 5 costumes for Escanor here for his body, I would get more increases. Since I have 4 weapons here, even though I have 1 equipped, it takes into account all 4 of these weapons and gives me plus 600 attack, crit chance, pierce rate, and crit damage. And with my hat right here, it also takes into account giving me some more HP, lifesteal, and recovery rate. Why is that so important? The reason why it's so important is with these cosmetics, it gives the free-to-play, technically free-to-play PvE, the free-to-play ungeared PvP aspect of the game, where it makes it so that people who spent money and bought like the cosmetics and, you know, made Escanor look, you know, freaking fly as heck, and gave him like the Pimp Escanor outfit, you can make it so that he gains those extra stats from those cosmetics. All this really means is that if you play PvP ungeared, you're still getting an edge over other players who would not have spent the money or the gems on the cosmetics for the hero. And I mean, there's a lot more to dive into, but I feel like that's probably gonna be like a video for another time. But I'm just gonna tell this and say this, you guys. 7 Deadly Sins, fun game. Biggest issue, banner rate. They're sending you guys hot and fast. Must pull banners. It's so fast, so stupid. You guys have no chance to rest. Also, the PvP aspect, it's kind of broken. Honestly, if you spend money in this game, whether it's the free-to-play friendly ungeared PvP or the pay-to-win geared PvP, either way, if you spend money in this game, you're gonna be ahead of your free-to-play competitors. All in all, why I stopped playing? Yeah, too much money, could not keep up with the meta, and the rates suck, there's no guarantees, and my god does this game actually monopolize all your time. Anyways, that's the video. I'll post freaking Seatin's videos down in the link below. He goes over in much more specifics of like the issue with the turboed out banners, but outside of that, that's basically it. Anyways, that's the video for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now. Yes. もしかして